You a new podcaster need a show introduction or a commercial bumper? Or do you need a commercial for your business, brand, or podcast? Need help with producing your content? Let GRN Productions answer the call. For as little as $5, GRN can provide the services needed to make your podcast sound exceptional, regardless of what network you belong to. From voice work to checking and balancing your levels to eliminating dead air, we have you covered. Head on over to gearnetwork.com. That's GERE network.com and click on the GRN Productions banner under the Support Our Friends box on the main page beneath the Amazon logo to take a look at some of the deals that we offer. Alternatively, you can email me at gearnetwork, GERE network @gmail.com with what you need, and I'd be happy to reach out and discuss the plans that work best for you. Don't delay, stand out today with GRN Productions. You need quality, we need money. Let's be friends. GearNetwork.com. This is a Gear Network production.
Coming to you live from Rochester, New York, this is the FTW Podcast with John Cimino and Brandon Gorell. And now, here's John.
Coming to you live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Gear Network studios here in Rochester, New York, the suburbs of Rochester, New York. This is the FTW Podcast here on the Gear Radio Network. We are on the air on Spreaker, iTunes, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and wherever fine podcasts can be heard. My babies, my name
Justin Verlander just hit 69 pitches.
Nice.
Just wanted to say that.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, TV's Mr. Brandon Gorell. Brandon, say hello.
Hey.
Hi. I am at the JC Bunny on Twitter. He is at Brandon S. Gorell on Twitter. And of course, like we have been the past few times, we are presented today with no commercial interruptions thanks to your recent Amazon shopping using our network. Links at gearnetwork.com/Amazon and or shopgear.com.
You're all welcome, by the way. That was my Amazon shopping.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And thanks some others for the Amazon shopping as well, because there's been plenty of others.
But glory whore.
Yes, well, you know what? Hey, whatever. You do you, boo-boo. But the holidays are coming, man. And, holiday costumes, candies, toys, more. You got it. You name it. GearNetwork.com.
Do they have gift certificates for Poo Poo's Chicken?
Poo Poo's Chicken. I don't know if that's on there.
Gift cards for that?
Anyways, use our links on the website, bookmark them so you always support gear shopping your Amazon like normal. We do receive a small commission on some of your purchases, which we use to do fine things like incorporate the technology to bring Brandon's favorite soundbite back to the air here.
Yay.
So, on today's show, LA still doesn't care about the Chargers, but they're going to have to learn to love one another because it's going to take a long time.
Right.
And probably by the time that the lease ends anyways, there's going to be a generation of perhaps maybe Charger fans.
LA Charger fans angry that they're going back to San Diego. How ironic would that be?
That would be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. I have, when I last left this podcast, I was going to my first Jets game. I have since gone to my first Jets game, and it was amazing. Yeah. And Brandon debates Facebook trolls about fan catcher interference. We're going to talk a little bit about that later on as well. But Brandon, what is going on with you, good sir? How are you feeling? I know you were nasally for the past week or so.
I'm still a little nasally, but not the worst. It's better.
Not as bad as last Thursday or Friday.
Last week it was brutal. Yeah, that was the beginning of the sinus infection. I got a cold from my kids that I fought for like a week. I was taking airborne like nonstop, and it was working. And then I did the UFC like late at night, and then went to bed at like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, and then got up pretty early. And that's when the decline started, and it just. Yeah, it sailed in from a cold to a sinus infection to now just like almost over.
Right. Well, it's all almost over, like you said, and you got through the worst of it, it seems. So yeah. Hopefully, you will feel much better before San Diegans do because if they were hoping to get their charges, San Diegans, the 619ers. The only thing they have to cheer about, Brandon, besides Rey Mysterio's WWE return, for those of you wrestling fans out there, and and as our San Diego AAF team, Brandon, we're rooting for them. Can't wait for our kickoff party.
You're gonna be watching it by yourself. It's gonna be party of one.
But
that horse crap.
The Chargers, ladies and gentlemen, the Chargers. You're not even really. Hold on, before I get into the Chargers, you're not even going to turn into the AAF at all. No. Even curiosity is not going to kill the cat at all. Bullshit.
No
bullshit. I bet you.
I'm having trouble stomaching football in general lately. I'm not going to watch some lesser version of it.
Oh,
those fucking team names. Come on. Who fucking invented those? Some tacky Asian guy, some tacky Persian guy with blue satin or blue curtains and gold curtain rods and statues in his house with pillars. Oh yeah, man. Let's do the San Diego Steel.
Is that what it was? The San Diego Steel?
I don't know. It's one team that has steel, but they don't fucking produce steel in their state.
Let me see. I'm bringing up the the reliable.
Yeah, let's bring up these names. Bring up these names because I saw them once and it was enough.
Okay, I got it. Well, no, because we had I always
you were updating me daily.
All right. So for the Alliance of American Football, which by the way, their kickoff is
who cares?
1 week after the Super Bowl, because Brandon needed to know that. But here are the teams. There are 8 teams. They are all out of the, southern and western areas. There's no northern teams. The Arizona Hotshots, Brandon. They're going to play in Sun Devil Stadium.
Wow, Hotshots.
Yeah,
hot because it's in Arizona. Get it? Yeah.
And Sun Devil Stadium, which is the Arizona State University campus's football stadium. That's where they're playing. The Atlanta Legends, Brandon. Is the second team.
Yes, Legends of a team that just fucking began.
Mm-hmm. Right. Their head coach Brad Childress. Birmingham. Stop! Don't start with your authentic laughing with this because yeah.
So what was the next one? Birmingham what?
The Birmingham Iron.
Oh, Birmingham Iron.
Here's the Memphis Express in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
with head coach Mike Singletary.
Oh,
here's the one that
pants at halftime.
Maybe. Here's the one that I think a lot of the sports analysts will get behind here. The Orlando Apollos.
The Orlando Apollos. What the fuck is that?
The Orlando Apollos. Head coach by the head coach there is the head ball coach Steve Spurrier.
Oh Jesus Christ! Him?
Yes. You know what I think we need to do is
not fucking tuning in.
No. To hell with this. I think we're going. No. I think the first quarter.
Tell me all about it.
I'm gonna find it.
Your little boner goes down.
This is great. I have this perfect idea, we could do it as a special podcast or whatever. But I think the first quarter of the first AAF game, I'm going to find it once it happens. And we're gonna record a watch along podcast where I'll have the listeners
WB
the WB probably
be on fucking
that's not even a thing anymore. That's a CW now.
But, it's a CW, right?
But we'll have a watch, a watch along where they'll press play when I tell them to press play.
I'm not watching shit.
Well, no, because I want your reaction. I want your reaction just to everything.
You're getting my reaction.
Yes, but no, this is
you're not going to bait me into watching this piece of crap.
This is just me naming the teams, Brandon. Wait till you see them in action. I can't wait. It's going to be great. All right. The Salt Lake Stallions, Brandon. Salt Lake Stallions.
There's not a fucking stallion in the whole state of Utah, let alone Salt Lake.
There's Devil's Advocate.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of jazz in Utah either. Huh? Right? They were the New Orleans Jazz. No, they're Utah Jazz, right?
Yeah,
okay, how about the San Antonio Commanders?
Oh. Wow.
They're playing in the Alamo Dome.
Now I want to tune in.
There you go. And then
where are they playing?
They're playing in San Antonio. Antonio with them big old women.
No, the stadium. What?
Oh, the Alamo Dome.
Oh, wow. Great.
Capacity 64,000 people. In sharp comparison,
I wouldn't watch that shit if they were doing it at the Alamo and Pee Wee Herman was directing the fucking game.
And finally, Brandon, our San Diego Fleet.
Oh, your San Diego Fleet.
And head coach by Mike Martz. So those are the
Give me a fucking break.
I can't even, man. I can't even. Speaking of San Diego, they're going to get the Fleet after the Super Bowl, but they won't be getting the Chargers for at least 2 decades.
Wait. Which team has Bobby Petrino coaching them?
That's gonna be
Is there a team that has hired Mike Sherman?
Well, that'll be the
defensive coordinator Ray Rhodes.
That'll be the St. Louis. I don't know, the St. Louis spine surgeons, whatever. I don't know, some shit. Who cares? Anyways,
yeah, when they expand after their super successful first season.
Well, if they survive if they survive and they do a second season, Brandon, they'll be in direct competition with the XFL.
Oh, great! Yeah, can't wait to see that either.
Don't worry, I'll be sure to share
because it did so well the first time.
I'll share the team names with you.
Football.
The X is for extreme. But when they release the teams, I'll release them to you, Brandon. I will make sure to keep you in the loop with that too. Hey, some XFL news before we go into the Chargers here, Brandon. They're not going to do the made up names. They're going to do traditional names now. So no more "he hate me."
Oh, okay, great.
On the back of jerseys. Okay.
Well, he's getting out of jail soon, so
there you go. Maybe he might be able to come back.
Yeah,
but
playing the Lions of football.
Anyways, moving on to the
let's move on to real football. No, this is actual football.
Yes.
Little farm football is college.
Yes. Well, okay. The Chargers will not be able to leave LA for at least 2 decades. It's they signed a 20-year lease with Rams owner Stan Kroenke. They also hold a pair of exclusive 10-year options.
He's the villain in Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yes, he is.
Stan Kroenke.
Yes, but so anyways, the reason for this, obviously they have the $200 million, or excuse me, the $20 million, not the $20 million, the 20-year deal, and they're actually the only thing that the Spanos family, the owners of the Chargers, had to pay to do this was the $650 million relocation fee paid out over 10 years. The reason why the Chargers are going to be there for 20 years is because the way that the math broke down is how they have it here.
Hopefully the math is better than the English, because if immediately over 10 years, it does not really make sense to me, but all right.
What?
The only thing that was due immediately is the $650 million payment over 10 years. That's not really immediately.
Yeah, well, that's what they said here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping I'm
just reading over. But anyways, let me try this better. Try this better here. I speak English good. The Spanos family took on no debt to make the move, with the only expense being $650 million relocation fee, which is to be paid out over 10 years.
Boom.
I don't know why
editing.
There we go. I don't know why the immediately was there in that article, but I'll overlook it. But so, Brandon, we've joked about in the past with LA not liking the Chargers or not wanting the Chargers or whatever. They're playing in a 30,000 seat stadium, the StubHub Center, which is routinely filled with the other team's fans.
Yeah.
The Chargers do not have a bad team at all.
No, and once they actually do something, that place will fill up with Charger fans. That's LA, man. LA is the biggest front-running city in the United States.
Right, because everybody's a Rams fan there now because they're doing so well, and because Sean McVay has a smoking hot. Yeah, proud of him.
That's exactly. That's the exact thing.
It's definitely a Rams town there. I mean, in comparison, it's always been because the Rams were there for so long, whereas the Chargers were in LA for one season in the original AFL before they moved to San Diego. So,
yep. I mean, football is. I mean, this is a football country because when you watch football, they always do those commercial breaks where they go, "Hey Siri, show me the NFL scores," and then it sends off everybody's freaking home pod in the world.
Here's what's coming up in the NFL
or my watch.
Wow, wonderful!
Yeah, so
that was awesome.
That stuff all happens, and then you've got the MLB over here that goes through and has Google. you have the always enchanting Keith Hernandez going, "Hey Google, when was this stadium built?" After a long pause, the stadium was built in.
Oh man,
it's poor. Oh, that hit the wall first.
Indeed, Brandon. Let's move over from the Chargers to your team, the Packers.
Yeah,
the Green Bay Packers. And the bad man himself, Aaron Rodgers, take the lead, Brandon. He made another comeback, did he not?
Yeah, he did. After a lackluster first half of the game from the defense, where we made CJ Beathard look like Joe Montana.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just lighting us up. The whole first half, the defense did not show up. We played pretty decent on offense. It was one of our better starts. We actually had a lead for a while, and then it just, we started letting all these points in, and then I was like, oh, crap, we're losing again. And, he got down to it where, CJ Beathard got the ball back after, Green Bay ran down and tied it. Still struggling a little bit in the red zone with that much talent, but that's a coaching staff thing, not an Aaron Rodgers thing. I mean, they're just not getting very creative. They're running the same plays they've been running since 2009. But, I thought, oh, great. They got 2 minutes left. Defense has just not been doing it. Then right away, they start they get the good return. Then there's a penalty afterwards, gives them 15 yards. So they were almost at midfield already. And I'm like, yep, here we go. Give them 2 minutes. The ball's at midfield. I was like, here it goes. And then, Beathard decides he's going to remember that he's CJ Beathard and hucks up a balloon 20 yards in the air, 30 yards in the air, and just lands right in Kevin King's lap. And I was like, oh. So then I was like, oh, well, we've got a minute and some change left, but yet we have no timeouts. And I'm like, we're at the 10. That's a long ways to go. And there he went.
That's Aaron Rodgers. That's what he
marched down the field. Yeah, and I can't stand the internet sometimes. The internet is like the best place and the worst place all at the same time.
Yes, that is
because it makes great, hilarious things, but then it makes stupid things like when your favorite referee calls a holding call to wipe out a sack and eliminate you and keep you in the game. It's like, no, I mean Richard Sherman grabbed him. There's nothing else you can say about it. They wouldn't call pass interference. They called a 5-yard holding penalty. That's automatic first down. So They had the ball at the 15 now. And he still had less than a minute and he marched down the field. So don't give me this garbage where it's like, the referees. He went down. He made some incredible throws. The throw to Adams, the throw to St. Brown was ridiculous. And he got and you thought, okay, they're gonna go for a long field goal. He's like, no, we got 16 seconds left or 13 seconds left. I'm gonna make one more throw. And he makes the throw and gets down with 7 seconds left on the 10-yard line. And he's like, no, let's line up again. I was like, wait a minute, what? You get sacked, I swear to God, I'm gonna freaking lose my mind right now because you have no timeouts. Game's over. You have to go to or not over. It's overtime. But he He made a really fast play to try to throw it to Adams, and it wasn't anywhere close because you just really can't take a risk in that opportunity. But right. Crosby came out full redemption this week. He hit 7 field goals basically. Hit four actual field goals, 3 extra points. Yeah, now dog's back there sleeping, probably farting all over the couch. No, and then Mason Crosby, man, totally yucks it up the week before, and it's a good thing I'm not an NFL GM because I would have fucking cut him after that game. Yes, but he comes through, and he was huge this game. I mean, he was 4 for 4 from field goals, 3 for 3 in extra points, and sealed the game. He sealed the game going into the bye week. Then it's going to get really tough for Green Bay going through. Really tough.
Well, it is going to get really tough for them, yes. But Mason Crosby, NFC special teams player of the week.
Rafael Devers just hit a 3-run homer off of Verlander. It's 4-0.
Jesus Christ! God damn it!
And Kimbrel won't even be out there to set the field on fire because he did a 2-out save last night. Or 2-inning save.
I'll tell you what, it's one step closer to it being a World Series that I truly couldn't care less about.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're pretty much in the same boat I would have been in if it was a Yankees and Dodgers one last year when I was like freaking out. I was like, no, can't be the Yankees and Dodgers.
Well, I mean,
you're going to root for it. And I was like, North Korea.
yes. Yeah. Well, I do remember that now that you mentioned that. I do remember the North Korea.
But he's got to do it when it's in LA. It's not New York. It's too close for me.
right. Exactly. Let him go there. But then when you get to see Larry King snoozing in the freaking oh god, I hate watching Dodger games. I like listening to them with Vin Scully, but I hate watching them because every freaking Dodgers game that they show, no matter how many times, you can watch it every day or you can watch it once a month or whatever, or just happen to flip on it when you're drunk or high or whatever. And every single time they freaking focus on Larry King, it seems. Every time I turn on, it's always, there's Larry King sitting in the crowd.
Shot where he's got the old man khakis on and the balls that are like down to the side of his fucking leg.
You see,
he always slouches in the seat. You see the fucking giant fucking package of old balls just like strangling over on his left leg.
See the balloon knot and a few hairs.
Just so horrible. It's so horrible.
Folks, this is what happens when we don't write a show. but this is also, I pre-warned all of you guys a long time ago we were going to variety, so that wasn't just going to be totally sports all the time. This is a variety show. God damn it. Get ready, America. I mean, whatever. Anyways.
Dainty cock?
Dainty cock. That freaking thing. Man, you messed me up today at my meeting, man. I always do, because whenever I'm in meetings at work, it's like, I just zone out. As most of the time, I don't know what they're talking about. There's like 20 different conversations going on at once. And I just zone out because I don't know which conversation to follow. And so my phone goes off and I hear it because I have my smaller Bluetooth headphones on around my neck, and I have my sound on my phone. So the sound from the alert comes through the earphones. So I hear the bing, and saw you had wrote something, and I'm like, okay. And then I just happened to look up, and when one of the conversations were going, and they look at my boss and said something about something dainty, blah, 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 blah. And immediately all I heard was dainty. And I looked and I saw your message, and then it just, boom, it just hit me the 2 podcasts ago when you made the dainty cock reference. And I just started losing my shit in the meeting. And it was like, one of those things, well, what's so funny? No, nothing. You guys had a funny joke, Well, we've been quiet for like 2 minutes waiting for you to talk, whatever. Anyways. But that being said, moving on, the Jets, Brandon, the Jets, winners of 2 in a row. And I was there for win number 1.
Woo!
Hooray.
All about it.
Oh, sure. I will tell you all about it. You know what? But we have been going on for quite a while now. And Brandon, I do remember just about 5 minutes ago, you happen to mention something about your dog, my former dog, your dog farting up a storm, and Brandon, if you ever continue, if you continue to have problems with that, let me tell you about this here on shopgear.com. It is a gas and flatulence aid here. It is called Nature Vet No Toot Gas Aid. You'll like it, Brandon. For dogs. It's a no toot gas aid for dogs. 70. Let me turn this
cork up his ass, but this might work.
Well, I mean, if you do that at the rate he's going, you might have some holes in the wall from the pure power of the fart pushing the cork through the wall. But anyways, Nature Vet No Toot Gas Aid for dogs, 70-count soft chews for $8.09, Brandon. Free shipping for Prime members, $8.09. And if you order within the next 1 minute and 37 seconds from this recording, so you're not going to, you would have had it Saturday, October 20th. But anyways, if you order it today when it gets released, you can get it on Sunday. That's cool. But anyways, 100% money back guarantee. Classic Flashless aids for dogs. Formulated to help relieve intestinal gas in dogs. It also, Brandon, reduces stool and urine odors, so when Mattingly Crosby pisses and shits on your floor, it won't stink as much. But Brandon, it could very well be the best $8.09 you spend since becoming a dog owner here on shopgear.com. I will do that
link. I'll put it on there, and if it works, I'll make it like an automatic refill.
Oh, sweet. I may want to steal a couple of those from you then, just for Maggie, although she doesn't really do it very much anymore. But anyways, shopgear.com, gearnetwork.com/Amazon, and we thank you. So over to Gear Network Pick'em. Let's talk about that. But Brandon, as I had come to find out, forgot his picks last week.
Except for Monday, I made sure I got online Monday when I realized that I was like, "Wow, I wonder how I did in the picks this week," and I'm like, "Oh, didn't do them."
All right, well, let's.
Hey, it's still Monday and the game hasn't started yet. I can pick that one and get 1 point.
There you go. You get 1 point. Did you get 1 point?
I did.
All right, very good. So you know what? Let's just go through week 7 right now. Right now, currently Broncos Cardinals. I don't think anybody picked the Cardinals to win.
No.
Yeah, I did not. So, I certainly didn't. So, as we always do, go down the list of games. I'll say the games. You say your winner. If we differ, we'll talk about it. Titans, Chargers.
I got the Chargers.
Bills, Colts.
Colts.
Okay, Patriots, Bears.
Pats.
Browns, Bucks.
Browns.
Jesus Christ, here we go. Lions, Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Okay, I've got the Lions.
Oh, you do, huh?
And it's purely even because
the Dolphins beat the Bears last week.
The Dolphins, yes, they beat the Bears last week, but you know what? Now the Lions, they have a chance, Brandon, to a week to sit down and study Brocktober himself. Because Brock Osweiler getting the start for the Miami Dolphins this week with
he looks like he might be starting for a lot of weeks.
Yeah, is Tannehill's injury that bad?
Well, there's rumors of surgery, and they're immediately shooting it down. Like, oh well, no, we haven't decided that yet.
That guy can't catch a break, man. Seems like he's had surgery for quite a few times. Almost reminds me of Chad Pennington.
He's not a good quarterback.
Well, Chad Pennington was quarterback. Chad Pennington was a good quarterback, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, you're right. Tannehill was not a good quarterback, but Anyways, I picked the Lions. So
you believe in Matt Patricia and the Lions?
I believe in Matt Patricia. It's not so much that I believe in Matt Patricia and the Lions as much as I don't believe in Brock Osweiler.
Start calling him Matty Tubbs.
Matty Tubbs. Vikings, Jets.
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh. I'm holding. What am I holding on for?
I just lost my monitors here.
Lost your monitor?
Yeah, hold on.
All right. I'm holding. All right. Well, I guess while we're holding, I can do this.
Hey, I'm back.
Oh, you're back. I was gonna do another showcase showdown, but okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm back.
All right, cool. You're back. Vikings, Jets.
Vikings, Jets. I got the Jets actually.
I do too. Imagine that.
Yeah. these last two picks are the Browns. I mean, the Bears losing to the Pats. I mean, it is the Pats. But this one I'm picking just because I want the Vikings to lose. Because if both those teams lose, Green Bay slides into the one spot in the division on a bye week.
All right.
So that's what I want.
I got to be honest with you with the Jets game that I mean, I'll get into it. I'll get into it a little bit later. I know I was supposed to get into it, but the Jets game that I went to, the atmosphere there at MetLife, man, is, and I imagine it's anywhere, kind of like we talked about with the home field advantage. Aaron Rodgers playing so well at Green Bay versus on the road, and I said, well, it's got to be that home field advantage. He's all jazzed up. You're like, well, everybody's got a home field advantage. But man, let me tell you, I felt that Jets home field advantage when I went there against the Broncos. It was really, really something. And I will tell you this before I go on to the rest of the games. My only experience with a pro football game before this past 2 weeks ago at MetLife was a week 3 preseason contest between the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions. Yeah. And I went there with my kids, and I was like, I knew right there. I said I would have a good time at a football game, if it was me and, my then wife at the time, or me and my friends, or, me without the kids, essentially, because there was just belligerent assholes all around, just freaking cussing, swearing in front of the kids. They didn't care. And talking about the cheerleaders and, talking kind of nasty about them and whatever. And like that type of crap. But when I went to MetLife, the tickets that we had, me and the person that I went with, we were like probably about 20 rows above, the field on the, excuse me, I'll edit that out. 20 rows up above the field on the home sideline. So we had a clear as day view of the team and the coach and everything. But it was it's a big season. Apparently that section was a big season ticket section. So everybody there was like normal. And it was crazy because I wasn't like expecting, I was expecting, hey, come on, get out of here. Kind of, hey, what are you doing? Grab my nuts. Hey, how you doing? Throw the ball, Darnold. What's the matter with you, you putz? Like that.
I don't want
it. That's what I was expecting 70,000 of those. They don't want it. Let me grab my nuts. How you doing? Anyways, I was expecting that, and I was expecting like all the belligerent like bullshit that I saw at the Bills game, and I totally did not get that. I was floored by the fact that they were like,
2 reasons for that.
Okay.
Reason one is preseason. A lot of those people got those tickets for free or almost nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
For 2, you were sitting in the first 20 rows. Those kind of people are priced out of that area. I can tell you from personal experience, I've gone to a Bills game and sat in the 7th row, and it was good, and it was a good time. And I've also sat up in the 200s up higher, and it's a miserable shit show. And the ticket price difference is about $150 a ticket.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
And then when you get them on the resale market, especially on a game that's not really important or the team's kind of out of it, you can get some of those tickets for like $25, $30. So Joe Asshole has spent a day and a half in the parking lot getting liquored up and fueled completely. And now they're going to go and voice their displeasure from the 200s in their $25 seat. Like thinking, even if I get ejected from the game, it was $25. They don't really care.
Right.
So you're going to get that at NFL games, but depends on where you sit.
Right. Yeah. And I learned that lesson clearly. So anytime I go to an NFL game now, I got to, do whatever I can to getting them good seats because it was certainly it was enjoyable. It was one of those things where it's like, yeah, I want to try and make it a thing to go to a game once a year. To just to take it up. And that stadium, Brandon, like, you know, it's one of the newer stadiums, you know, having been to what I affectionately call Rich Stadium still. You know, I've been there. It's obviously it's old, and there's, you know, been talk for years about a new stadium, and they're, you know, keep putting Band-Aids on it and whatever for now. But you can tell it's an older stadium, and, you know, there are lines to get into the food places, and there's lines to get into the bathroom and anything. Stadium, the MetLife Stadium was completely sold out. Yep. You know, there were a lot of Broncos fans there, of course, but, you know, because those fans travel well, regardless of, you know, what anybody wants to say. Right. But, you know, they travel well. So there was a decent amount of orange in the crowd. But for being a sold out MetLife Stadium and in the number one market, it was like, there were no lines for the food. It just moved seamless. There was, like, you know, no lines for the bathroom. I mean, obviously there were like food places everywhere and freaking the bathrooms everywhere and whatever. And I guess that helped. But in the same, it was just a really good experience until we didn't realize that they cut off all alcohol sales.
Oh yeah,
at halftime.
Oh yeah, it's halftime.
I had no clue. I mean, it didn't matter to me. I wasn't going to get shit faced there anyways or anything. Yeah. But, you know, I got there and I had one beer and I kind of slow sipped it because I was enjoying it. I was done, sat through the second quarter, and we were going to go up to get a beer. And that's when we noticed they had the taps taken off.
And they're like, nah, fam, you're not going to.
I looked at it and I was just like, oh, I guess not. I guess I'll get a Coca-Cola, you know?
Yeah.
That was fine. But you should have seen the freaking poor beggars that were at the beer, you know, at the beer places, or there was a bar behind the section that we were at. There was an actual like bar there. And the freaking guy behind the counter was yelling at the guy, in front of the counter, because the guy in front of the counter was like, what the hell? This is supposed to be a special gathering. All of us fans are together. So, I mean, we still saw, you know, our fair share of morons. They just weren't sitting near us.
Yeah, because those guys were all liquored up all day, too.
he wadded him his beer. And then the freaking guy behind the counter looked like he was gonna jump the counter and jump this guy, and I'm just like, yeah, we're just gonna go this way. And we ended up getting a freaking Italian sausage and just kind of hung there and was like, the fuck just happened over there? You know,
welcome to New York.
Then as we were leaving, I had my old Chris Ivory jersey on, and Ivory is number 33. It's reissued to Jamal Adams. That's why I wore it. And as I'm walking, and the person that I was with, she was wearing my Darrelle Revis jersey, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey Revis, hey Adams." Well, I kind of like turn around, and I look because obviously the numbers, and I said, I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You guys want a beer?" I was like, "All right." So we walked over. We made friends with. I don't remember his name, but he got us a beer. I plugged the podcast. I plugged. Hey, he gave us a beer, man. It was good. It was a beer guy. I think his name was Paul. Now that I think about it. But anyways, we met a lot of people there. Obviously, all Jets fans or whatever. But I mean, even the Broncos fans that were there, they weren't assholes or anything like that. There was a Broncos fan that walked by our area where we got invited for the beer, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, I know I'm in enemy territory, but any chance I could buy one of those beers?" I said, "Well, it's not me. It's not my supply, but I can't imagine they're gonna tell you no." And the guy turned around that gave us beer. He's like, "Broncos fan? Fuck it. Come here, have a beer." And so now a bunch of us Jets fans are sitting there after we just beat the shit out of the Broncos. And we're drinking with Broncos fans now, and we're all just kind of like, well, we got this Case Keenum guy. I don't fucking know what the deal is with him. I don't know what the word is on him. I don't know how I should feel about him or whatever. But you guys, hey, any bets as to who's going to get to a Super Bowl first? And everybody's like, Broncos.
I don't know, man. They're getting pretty bad.
But yeah, then the Broncos, of course, the next week came out and got the crap kicked out of them, and yeah, it was pretty bad. But anyways, God damn it! Oh, David Wright, what's he doing?
David Price is dealing.
Oh, David Price.
Yeah, he's getting 9 strikeouts through 6.
I was going to say David Wright. I was going to say David Wright retired. So what the hell is he doing now?
Now pinch hitting for the Houston Astros. Captain America.
David Wright. Junkie lose. Anyways, that's my best David Ortiz impression. I'm sorry.
That was so good. That's so good. That was very accurate.
Panthers, Eagles,
man. I got the Eagles.
All right, I got the Panthers.
Panthers didn't impress me last week when I watched them against Washington.
Yeah, they're not impressive, but they're doing enough. The Eagles, I don't know. They're a very weird team this year. They seem to be, I don't know. I don't want to say Super Bowl hangover, but I think that the league, obviously they weren't prepared for them last year. This year, they're kind of like they're a normal team.
Yeah. I mean, they've got some injuries that they've been dealing with too. I mean, their wide receiver core has been a little banged up, so I wouldn't count the Eagles out. And it takes a little time when you come back from a devastating injury like that, like Wentz did. I think the Eagles are going to be fine. Their defense is a little suspect this year, but yeah, I wouldn't count the Eagles out yet.
All right. Texans, Jags, Brandon.
No, I got the Texans. The Jags are a fucking train wreck right now.
Yeah, the Jags are. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know.
They got a target on their back.
They do.
Yeah,
you can thank Jalen Ramsey.
The only person that he didn't talk trash about was his own quarterback, and he's probably the worst in the league right now.
It's pretty for once. That's not that as a Jets fan. That's amazing.
I mean, I don't know how they're 3-3 to be honest.
The Jags?
Yeah, I don't know how they beat New England.
Yeah, they beat New England. They beat the Jets too, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did.
Bastards. Anyways, Saints, Ravens.
I got the Saints.
Redskins, Cowboys.
Redskins.
Rams, Niners.
Rams.
This one's going to be a really good one. I was back and forth on this one myself. I was not sure. Chiefs, Bengals.
Oh yeah, I got the Chiefs at home.
I have the Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs as well, just for that exact reason. But that was a tough one. I had to sit there and I had to look at that one.
Bengals at homes.
The Bengals are much better this year, and even if they lose this game, which I think they will, but even if they lose this game and they go to 4-3, it's a respectable 4-3. It's not a 4-3, kind of like the Miami Dolphins, where they're 4-2, but it's kind of like how the hell did we get here?
4-2, wink, wink.
Yeah, there we go.
They almost really dolphined up that game last week, man.
Oh man,
overtime game and fumble at the 1 yard line after that huge drive in overtime, but yeah, they still found a way to do it. Unbelievable. I feel it. I feel like it's coming for the Dolphins. Just like it will.
A monumental crash. It's going to happen, and Dolphins fans are going to be so mad. But finally, the big Monday night game. A Monday night game, Brandon, that is very apropos for the talent that is calling the game. Big fight feel. I can't wait to watch these two giants of the game, of the new 1-5 New York Football Giants and the 2-4 Dirty Birds. Brandon, who you got?
I got the Dirty Birds.
Dirty Birds. I have the Dirty Birds too. And let me.
Score. The Giants are just a mess on both sides of the ball right now.
They are a mess on both sides of the ball. They're a really bad team. Here's a question I actually had for you, because I've been hearing this argument over and over again, and I get it. I get why they're doing it because of the way that the NFL is marketed and why they're saying this, but in the same I'm going to ask you anyways, just because I've heard this for the past 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Eli is washed.
No. Yeah, we know that much. But do you think the Giants made a mistake in taking Saquon Barkley over Sam Darnold?
Yeah, I do.
You think so?
Yeah. Running backs are like everywhere in college football. You watch the college game, there are guys putting up 200 yards games all over the place. Running backs are there. Saquon Barkley, that's not a slight against him. He's a great player. Yes. But as you saw on Monday night, the game still goes to the quarterback.
Right.
Sunday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers, or Monday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers, just that is why you get franchise quarterbacks. You don't see a running back just barreling down the field in the last, minute and a half to try to get, to get a win. It's the quarterback. And that's the most important position in the game, without question. And when you have a chance to draft a franchise quarterback, you take it. Right. And so the Giants blew it on that.
Do you think that Darnold would have been starting for the Giants by now?
Yeah.
You think so?
Eli's terrible. Eli's been terrible. And they would have had no choice but to go with him. The only reason they haven't gone with the next thing because what's the point?
They don't have anybody. They don't.
What's the point? Who's going to be? He's not going to be any better than Eli Manning is, but Sam Darnold would have been.
Exactly. Well, I can honestly say thank you, New York Giants. Thank you for doing us that solid.
Yeah. The great thing is they can go to MetLife Stadium and don't have to go very far. They just have to watch it in a different color.
Yep, that's right. But whatever. Anyways, that's it for the football portion, if you will, of the FTW podcast. But before we go ahead and conclude this, Brandon, you had I don't want to say a heated debate, but you had a friendly little debate with some sports fans on the Book of Faces today regarding the fan catcher fan interference at the baseball game. Provide us a little meat to that sandwich. What happened?
Basically, I'm just getting so sick of people whining and thinking that there's like everything is a fucking conspiracy in this planet. When something doesn't go your way, it's something else's fault. Like nobody takes responsibility. Nobody uses the intelligent side of their brain when things don't go their way. They use the dumb side of their brain. And last night was a great example of it. I'm sure as everybody saw, Houston, Boston, first inning, by the way, Jose Altuve hits a shot. It's going to right field. It's got some hang time on it. Mookie Betts is making a play on it. And then all of a sudden Mookie Betts doesn't come up with the ball and the ball goes popping out into this field and he picks it up to go throw it in the field. Altuve is thinking he's got at least a double. But West signaled that there was fan interference and said it was an out. And then when you show the replay, the whole replay, not just the freeze frame of after the contact's already made, you see that as Betts is getting towards the fence, he made his leap. He's not at the fence yet. His glove is where the yellow line is. And that's where the contact happened, is where the yellow line was. Mm-hmm. The hands are all coming over. There's like 4 different guys scrambling in there with this like a sea of hands. You see the hand go right into the mitt, and the mitt closes, and then the ball hits Betts's glove and the player or the fan's hands, and then they review it for like 3.5 minutes with the replay people in New York. They couldn't find any angles that showed that it clearly wasn't fan interference. So they stuck with the call on the field, just like they do in the NFL. It is frustrating for some fans because some people see it one way. Other people see it the other way. Objective sports fans, non-Boston fans, will see it as, it's fan interference. You can't hit the guy's glove. I mean, if it was the ball was hit before and the glove wasn't contacted, then it's fair game. But he did not go into the stands with his glove was contacted. He ended up there, but that's not where the original contact was made. The original contact was made where the yellow line is. The yellow line is still in play. You cannot reach over that yellow line. It has to be behind that yellow line. If a ball gets hit and it lands on that yellow line, it's still in play. It's not a home run. So that's the issue at hand. And then you've got the other side that can't stand the Boston Red Sox, thinks everything's a conspiracy, thinks everything's rigged. Rigged. They get out there and start showing freeze frames from like well after the contact and saying, yo, they got screwed. First of all, let me break this down for you. If you can't fucking come back from a 2-0 deficit in the first inning, and that was the thing that held you back for 8+ innings, you couldn't get a win because, you got screwed in the first inning, then you are completely unworthy of playing the game. Second of all, if you're a fan and you believe that's the reason, not the reason that, they gave up 8 runs to Boston for the second straight night with the best pitching staff in the league. The fact that they had 2 leads and blew both leads in that game. And there's a hell of a play made at the end of a game with the bases loaded that would have won you the game. And yet the only thing that anyone wanted to talk about was, the fan interference call in the first inning. The umps are in the tank for the Red Sox. Joe West is the MVP. Stop being so fucking stupid is what my point is. I can't stupid.
I can't stand that. I see that all the time.
It's everything dumb. It's not even just fans. Like, it's politics, it's money, it's government, it's TV, it's movies. Everybody has a pissing contest over everything. And the more you're losing an argument, the dumber you get. And then finally you walk away and just like, I can't deal with this dumbass anymore. And then they tell their friends, I totally own that guy. Shut him right down. He didn't even respond. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you and your dumb friend can go play fucking D&D while you give each other Dutch rudders. I don't give a shit what you do. I got better things to do. I made my point. I said a few things. I responded a couple times. Realized that you're just too stupid to live. And then I walked away. And I had the same problem with the other night where the big conspiracy is that the refs were in the tank for the Patriots because, they didn't get any penalties. Not withholding or withstanding the fact that they got called for three different penalties, but they were declined because the plays were still made anyways. But they show a freeze frame of a guy's jersey being held. But you watch the actual video, the jersey was held for a split second, and he was already beyond where he was supposed to go. But they're like, see, here's egregious contact. And then they're like, well, you shot that down because we showed the video. And then they're like, well, he was ineligible downfield. No, he wasn't ineligible downfield because he was engaged with the player from the line of scrimmage and he was up a yard past the line of scrimmage. So that's also it's still rigged. Okay. Yeah,
well, I mean, that's
it's ridiculous.
It's what they you get it everywhere, like you said.
Yeah.
I laugh at some of the people that say, like Bills fans, for example. Bills fans have been clinging onto the rigged shit for years,
right?
But when it boils right down to it, the Red Sox are playing some of the best baseball I've seen.
Yeah.
All season. That's the thing is they've been the model of consistency all season.
Multiple MVP candidates on their team. They've got a strong pitching staff.
Right. It's just one of those. It's just one of those things where, what, it worked out. It worked out.
If you're not
the Red Sox fans tipped their cap to they were gracious. They tipped their cap to the Yankees fans, most good ones, normal baseball fans, not stupid Red Sox fans. Like, get that all up in your chowder, whatever the fucking assholes. Like, I hate those guys. In the same can be said about New York fans. Or, hey, come on, Donald, throw the fucking football, whatever. Hey, oh, you get that. But like, Boston fans last year were like, hey, nobody expected the Yankees to be the team that they were.
Right.
Hats off to you. You way overachieved.
Right.
It's cool. And nobody expected the Red Sox to be this good. Like literally nobody, not even Red Sox fans expected the team to be this good.
No. If they didn't take any time off, that team would have won probably like 120 games, and that's absurd.
Right. And that's
especially
just,
in this day and age.
It's crazy. So you got to tip your. I playfully say, this World Series is going to suck. Whatever. I'm not going to root for anybody, but obviously I'll pay attention because it's a World Series,
right?
But it's just kind of one of those. Oh, it's on. Look, cool. And take the goggles off. But then you take the goggles
Brewers
off.
are in, you're going to be like Brewers.
That's right.
I'm going to get a little mitt cap and
I forgive you, Ryan Braun. I forgive you, Ryan Braun.
Team Euchre and
one thing I did forget to point out. Seattle Seahawks owner Paul Allen, Microsoft co-founder, passes away at 65 to Hodgkin's lymphoma. He died this past Monday. Also owned the Portland Trailblazers and the MLS's Seattle Sounders FC, which I believe in soccer terms stands for football club. He was, his ownership, according to ESPN, coincided with the most successful years in franchise history. 12 trips to the playoffs, 3 Super Bowl appearances, and a victory in Super Bowl 48 over the Denver Broncos. When Allen purchased the team, the only time it had reached the playoffs. It said it had only reached the playoffs 4 times since its inception in 1976 when it was an AFC team.
Yeah, I remember those days. Quarterback Dave Craig. Steve Largent.
The old gray and navy blue, TLT hawked.
Yeah.
King yeah.
Place was nuts.
So yeah, that's a sad story, and as it's being reported, the family of Paul Allen is looking to sell the teams. So the Seattle Seahawks will be having a new owner soon enough. I can't imagine this owner being somebody to move the team to London, especially considering the Jacksonville Jaguars apparently are going to be playing 4 games in London. They're working their way towards that. Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Jags owner bought Wembley Stadium or something like that?
No, he was trying to. The deal fell through.
Oh, the deal did fall through.
Yeah,
I heard that there was like
he's still not opposed to probably trying to move them to Jacksonville or from Jacksonville to London.
Jesus.
Just the Wembley Stadium deal fell through.
All right, that I did not know.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how that's going to work. But that's for another time, another podcast.
I sent you a photo because it was during your Jets story. But Mookie Betts made a tremendous play, almost in the same spot he was last night. It was a little shorter. It probably would have hit the wall if he didn't catch it. And wouldn't have went over the wall. But it was very funny to watch Astro fans react. They are all putting their arms up like, "I'm not touching it. I'm not reaching." And there's like a photo I sent you, the freeze frame of Betts catching the ball just before the wall and all the hands up like, oh, not reaching.
They get it. Yeah. It's funny. At the end of the,
like, people were using as evidence. Oh, there's a home run for the Astros.
They get it. It's, at the end of the day, it's a game.
Yeah, and the fans the people that were using that. The fans said they didn't touch his glove as evidence that they the thing was rigged. I was like, come on, they're Astros fans. We have video of their hands on the glove. Come on, they're lying through their teeth because they're Astros fans. They want the Astros to win. Do you
think it would be? Do you think? Okay, here comes the dark side of me now. The dark humor side of me. Do you think it would be disrespectful to play the Seattle Seahawks song, the uncut Seattle Seahawks song,
next week?
Okay, next week I'll do it. Especially if they lose.
They won this week. No, they're on a bye this week.
They're on a bye this week?
Yeah, because they played in London.
All right, well then 2 weeks. Well then 2 weeks from now, everybody will forget about it in 2 weeks. So, yeah. All right, that's gonna do it for us.
They play Green Bay. They play Green Bay in 3 weeks.
Okay, great.
Oh, speaking of which, by the way, I'll be not this coming Monday because there's the Giants and Falcons, but the following Monday is the Bills and Patriots. I will be at that game.
Hey, guess what? So will I. I will be there too. Yes.
You're going to the Pats Bills game?
I will be in the parking lot for the Uber people. I'm making plans to drive up there to drive drunk people home.
Really?
Yeah, I hear that it's pretty good money. It's a high, because like they have. I guess I don't know if Ralph Wilson Stadium has it. I should probably look into it. But I know coming out of MetLife. The Cap, that's right.
New Era Field.
Whatever. I already called it freaking Rich Stadium and whatever. Anyways,
you're all off.
If I call it War Memorial Stadium, I'm really high. But but as we were leaving MetLife Stadium, we were going to call an Uber, and they have a specific area of the parking lot that fans go to or are supposed to go to, and it's the Uber lot. And you call the Uber from there or whatever, and that's where a bunch of them were sitting there, and that's where they pick you up. It seemed really weird because it was kind of like a line just of people sitting there on their phone waiting. Like, how the hell is anyone going to see? But apparently it works. I don't know. We ended up taking and this was a godsend. After so we didn't want to wait in line for whatever freaking Uber thing it was, because there was literally like 3,000 people ahead of us. So I was like, all right. So we start walking. That's when we ran into the guy that gave us the beer and then had the beer with the Broncos people. Then we cross over to the other side of the parking lot, and there's this restaurant that is across the street, this bar and restaurant that's like across the street, down a little further past the expressway, headed into New York. And they have a shuttle bus there, and basically they sit there and they're like, "Hey, do you want to come over to the bar? Do you want to come over to the bar and you guys get some food? Come on over to our restaurant, whatever." And people get on there and be taken over to the bar by a shuttle and whatever. Mm-hmm. So we're like, all right, fuck it, let's go. So we get on the shuttle bus, we go to the bar across the street. When we were let me preface this by saying, when we were in the Uber parking lot, we were looking at I think a 45-minute wait, and the fee, the fare was going to be like $40-something.
Yeah.
So we get on this shuttle bus, we go to this restaurant literally 5 minutes away from the I wanted to say arena, but 5 minutes away from the stadium. We go, we get a beer. I use the bathroom. We called an Uber from there. $10 to get back to where we were. So
wow,
it was quick math, I guess. I don't know. It was really good, but I was happy with it.
There's usually like Monday Night Football would probably qualify as a special event rates too.
Yeah, I would think so. So I know
you got some options, man.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to probably either cut out of work early or whatever and start and shoot up there. Like before the game, and see if anybody needs rides or whatever, and then I'll just hang in the parking lot, listen to the game or whatever, and be ready and see if that works. And if it doesn't work, then I'll know not to do it next Monday night game. And if it does work, then I'll do it. But either way, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna cut off the podcast right now and say thanks everybody for listening to us babble for however long this winds up being after edit. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks again for the Amazon purchases. Thank you, Brandon. For the Amazon purchases on shopgear.com. The holiday season is upon us. We are going to be pushing that like a son of a bitch over on facebook.com/Gear Network. Also, our FTW podcast page, which is a little dormant right now because whatever, we just haven't been updating it, but you should like it anyways. It's facebook.com/TFTW podcast. Like the page, share it, get your peoples to like it. Like the Gear Network page, share it, get your peoples to like it. Buy shit, help us out. We keep doing this stuff. It's awesome. So anyways, that's that. Brandon, let's do this again next week.
Yeah, maybe.
Still there?
Yeah, I'm still
okay.
there.
No, I thought I lost you. This thing has been weird today, but anyways, good day to you, sir.
You as well, sir.
So long, everybody. Good night now. Flava Flav, do it so Brandon can hear you.
Yeah, boy. A product of where I grew up, and it's the newest slavery. People see you trying hard, like why you wanna play with me? I bring them heaters out, somebody better pray for me. Cause all I know is this money, I gotta have it. These suicidal thoughts getting bad, I'm getting madder. They say the good die young. I put the pedal to the metal, hit the gas, then I'm gone. Now I'm front line at the court, and I'm about to take a shot. I pull it up, cock it back, let it fly. Now I'm watching for the backboard, and when they say the world is yours, I just let them know.
Remember to see more National Football League action next week.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.